The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Some Pharisees and Herodians were sent to Jesus to ensnare him in his speech. They came and said to him, "Teacher, we know that you are a truthful man, and that you are not concerned with anyone's opinion. You do not regard a person's status, but teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it lawful to pay the census tax to Caesar or not? Should we pay or should we not pay?" Knowing their hypocrisy, he said to them, "Why are you testing me? Bring me a denarius to look at." They brought one to him, and he said to them, "Whose image and inscription is this?" They replied to him, "Caesar's." So Jesus said to them, "Repay to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God." They were utterly amazed at him. The Gospel of the Lord. Today is the feast of St. Justin Martyr. St. Justin Martyr died around the year 160 AD, so just a little bit about within the end of the century or within about a century of the life of the apostles, so a very early church father. St. Justin Martyr is perhaps most well known to many Catholics and to scholars because of his in-depth description of the holy sacrifice of the Mass. Already in the year 160, when he's writing basically an apology to the emperor of the empire, he described what it was that Christians would do and when they would gather for worship. Part of the reason why he did this is because there were many rumors going around about Christians, that they were cannibals and that they ate infants. Some confusion about infant baptism and the Eucharist. So St. Justin Martyr, in his apology to the emperor, basically described what Christians would do on the Lord's Day when they gathered for worship. And it's because of his description that many scholars have become Catholic. Those who have taken the time to read the early church fathers. When you read St. Justin's description of the Mass, it's amazing just how similar it is to what we still do today. It's basically impossible to read the account from St. Justin and not realize that it truly is the Mass. Unless you've never been to a Mass before, it's very obvious. It's so obvious that even in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, St. Justin's description is put in there. So if you want something interesting to do today, look up St. Justin Martyr's description of the Mass. It's really remarkable. Another reason why I really like St. Justin Martyr is because he's one of the first scholars amongst church fathers. Many of our early church documents are from mainly Jewish writers. But St. Justin was a Gentile Christian, so he was never Jewish. He converted to Christianity. And St. Justin's background was in philosophy. And so he's really, in a sense, one of the first scholars of the faith. In fact, he is known to have established the first school for studying Catholic theology and philosophy. Some of his students were actually martyred with him when he was martyred. The last thing I really like about St. Justin is that he has this phrase called the seeds of the word. Or St. Justin basically argued that in all of the ancient philosophers, people like Plato and Aristotle, the great other Greek philosophers, he claimed that in them they experienced a preparation for the gospel. That many of those different philosophies possessed many aspects of the truth. And they were basically stepping stones on the way to the gospel. St. Justin claimed that all throughout the world you can see seeds of the Word, who is Christ, or seeds of the Logos everywhere. So it's a good reminder to us that in many of the different philosophies today, many of the different great pieces of art and literature, even some different religions, you can see seeds of the truth as preparations for the gospel. But it is only in Catholicism that we find the culmination and the fullness of all of that truth.